Hello, my dear friends. What's up? I hope you all are doing well. So, today we are here to revise again a very important topic. This this topic is a very favorite topic of examiners, and you can see questions from this particular topic almost every year in all the important exams of JEE, NEET, and others. So today we will discuss this very important topic with the help of 14 important formulas. So without wasting time, let us start quickly. So first comes, what is simple harmonic motion? As name suggests, simple, so a very simple topic. So simple harmonic motion is basically motion of a particle which oscillates around a particular point, say P, under the influence of restoring force, say minus kx, where x is the distance of body or particle in motion from the midpoint so as the restoring force is directly proportional to x and is against the direction of it opposes the motion and tries to bring that particle back to initial point. So as x will increase, if this is a pendulum, so as the distance will increase, restoring force will also increase. So velocity of the particle will keep on decreasing and finally it stops at the extreme point, and under the influence of restoring force it starts moving back towards the this initial point. Then it will come to this point. Now x displacement become 0, so force will also become, restoring force will become 0, but here it has already gained a velocity that will again compel it to move towards other direction, and as soon as it starts moving in opposite direction, restoring force will again start acting, that is proportional to x and is equal to minus fx. So similarly this point again go to point, let us say amplitude a. So here again this will stop and starts moving towards the reference point. Again it will go up to center. Here restoring force will again become 0, but again the similar situation that it has already achieved velocity, so this will compel it to move again towards this. So this is a periodic motion and the particle will keep on moving to and fro around this point. This is amplitude, maximum distance, This is the center. So I hope you got it. What is the simple harmonic motion? Let us differentiate simple harmonic motion and periodic motion. See, all simple harmonic motions are periodic motion. As you know, that the point goes up to this, again comes back, then goes up to this, again comes back. So this will repeat its motion after a periodic time t. So time period will be t for this. But you remember that Earth also revolves around the sun in 365 years. Sorry, 365 days. This is Earth. This is sun. Earth moves in this path. But is this is a periodic motion with time period 365 days. But this is not a simple harmonic motion, as this is not to and fro around a particular point. So this is the basically difference. All simple harmonic motions are periodic motion, but all periodic motions are not simple harmonic motions. Now you know that restoring force is equal to minus kx, where k is constant, minus is the negative sign that shows that force is opposing this x. So this is a restoring force. This is the basic formula. Now a general equation of SHM. If x is the displacement from this reference point, here this is x, here x maximum is equal to a, that is amplitude. So if this is any general x from reference point, then general equation can be written as sine function of time t, that will be omega t plus phi, where this is called phase of the motion and phi is initial phase. Now let me simplify that from where we got this sine function and what does it mean. See, you remember property of sine theta values. Sine theta, sine 0 here is 0, then if theta keep on increasing up to this pi by 2, then this becomes 1 sine theta, value of sine theta here, and value of sine theta here is 0. Then it gradually starts decreasing and comes to 0 again. From 1 to 0, add pi, theta is equal to pi. Here theta is equal to 0, theta is equal to pi by 2, 1, and theta is equal to pi. This is again 0. Then it starts moving negative direction, goes up to -1, again starts coming back to 0 initial point. So can you relate this from this? Particle starts from this O or say any point C, reference point, where x is 0, then it goes up to A, that is 1 here, maximum displacement, then again comes back to 0. So this goes up to maximum A, here theta is equal to pi by 2, then comes back to 0, here theta will be pi, then again goes up to -A, here this is, then again returns to 0. So this is basically a sine function of time, that is a periodic simple harmonic motion. I hope the concept is clear now. You must be aware of this. From where did we got this general equation as a sine function of time? Initial phase, if phi is 0, then point will start from this here center. If this is something, let's say pi by 2, so initial starting point will be from here, then it again move like this. So phi is the initial phase, that shows where the point started its motion, and then again a sine function, value of sine will oscillate between -1 to +1. So it will oscillate from -A to 0 to +A. A is the amplitude, that is maximum displacement. I hope the concept is clear now. Now what is omega here? So omega is the angular frequency, and that will be equal to 2 pi by t, where t is the time period. And what is the time period? Time period is the time taken to complete one cycle from here 0 to A to 0, -A, again 0. So that time, if we can say 0 to A to 0, 0 to -1, again 0. So this time will be time period. And this is +A, this is -A, this is pi by 2, this is pi, and so on. This is 3 pi by 2, this is 2 pi. Again it will start same, and will keep on repeating that periodic motion. So time period is time taken to for one cycle complete. And time period is equal to 1 upon frequency, or say frequency can be written as 1 upon time period. You know this formula. So this can also be written as 2 pi f, where f is the frequency of this motion of the particle. I hope there is no issue and you got it very clearly. If t is the time taken for one cycle, then how many cycles will be moved by this particle in 1 second? This is the frequency. So f is equal to 1 by t, and this so you are now aware of basic concepts. Then comes a spring mass system. You can see questions on this very often. If k is the spring constant, m is the mass of this body, this is a smooth surface. Similarly, if this is the spring, m k, then time period for this will be 2 pi root m by k. Remember this formula, where k is the spring constant and m is the mass of body. Here this is a frictionless smooth surface. If we push this particle, then restoring force will act in this direction, and that will be equal to kx. That is the case for simple harmonic motion. If we pull this spring from here and leave that particle or mass body, then again restoring force will work, and that will be equal to kx. Again, that is the case for simple harmonic motion. So this will come with some velocity. Again, this will compress the spring. Again, it will be repelled by spring. Then again, it will go back. So this will move like this. That is a simple harmonic motion. So, and this will be the time period that is often asked in the exam. So this was the case for single spring mass. If here we have the combination of spring mass system, where m1 and m2 are connected with a spring. This is m1, this is m2, and this is the spring constant k. Then time period t will be equal to 2 pi root mu by k, where mu is called reduced mass, and that will be equal to m1 m2 by m1 plus m2. So if this is a single mass body connected with a spring, then this formula will be applicable. If there are two masses connected with a spring, then we will apply this formula for time period, that is 2 pi root mu by k. Mu is reduced mass, and the value of mu will be written by m1 m2 by m1 plus m2. K is again a spring constant. Now if that point is at a distance x, any general point from this reference point, so what will be the velocity of point or particle, let's say, that is undergoing simple harmonic motion? This will be equal to omega under root a square minus x square. This is the formula for velocity of the point or speed of point. Velocity will be with direction, and this is the magnitude or speed. That will be omega angular frequency, a square, a amplitude, x is the distance of this point. So speed of this point while moving towards this extreme point or moving towards reference point, both time at distance x, speed will be same, velocity will be just opposite. While going towards here extreme point, that will be in that direction, and while returning back, it will be towards O. So this is the speed, and acceleration will be minus omega square x. Again, omega is angular velocity, this omega, and x is the distance of this point. So acceleration at any particular point at distance x will be minus omega square x. So obviously force will be, restoring force will be m multiplied with acceleration a, that is minus omega square into m to x. This was our restoring constant k minus kx f. So here we can write. Hope there is no issue. Next, we have to find kinetic energy of body at any general point x. That will be half mv square. M is the mass of body. V we have written here. So half m omega square a square minus x square. This will be half k a square minus x square. This k will be equal to m omega square. We have seen it already while finding the value of f, force. So k will be equal to m omega square. So again there is no issue. And what will be the potential energy? See, there will be work done to bring the particle from this central position to x. So that potential energy will be equal to, at any general point x, it will be half k x square. This you will have to remember also this. So what will be the total mechanical energy? That will be total mechanical energy, that is kinetic energy plus potential energy, total mechanical energy at any general point x. Here this will be add equation 1 with 2, so half kx square will cancel out, this will be half k a square, and see k is already constant, restoring constant, and a is amplitude, that is also constant for this particular motion. Only change is in value of x, that keeps on oscillating between 0 to a, again 0 to minus a. So value of x is varying from minus a to plus a, but a is constant for, that is amplitude, that is constant for this particular motion. So this is constant, total mechanical energy is constant throughout the motion at any general point between minus a to plus a. This will remain constant forever. Provided amplitude is constant. This is very important. This helps us to solve many problems. So remember this, total mechanical energy is half k square, and that is constant throughout the motion from minus a to a anytime. Now let us discuss combination of springs. See, if this is a series combination, n springs are connected, here spring constant k1, k2, k3 and so on, kn, n springs are connected in a series combination. So k effective will be equal, 1 by k effective will be equal to 1 by k1 plus 1 by k2 plus 1 by k3 plus so on 1 by kn. Now if we have parallel combination of springs, n springs are connected in a parallel, this is any mass m, spring constant k1, k2, k3 and so on, kn, n springs are connected in parallel, then k effective here will be k1 plus k2 or parallel combination plus k3 plus so on kn, and then this will be equivalent to this k effective, this is m, so t is equal to 2 pi root m by k effective. Similarly this will be equal to this m k effective, so t will be equal to 2 pi root m by k. Hope you got it. Now simple pendulum. What is pendulum? You know, this is a small particle of a body that is connected with string or say cord with length L, simple pendulum, and this is oscillating like this. Going towards this, finally this, then again go to this, come back again main position. So this is also simple harmonic motion. Time period will be given by 2 pi root L by G, where L is the length of the pendulum and G is the acceleration due to gravity. You can say G effective if the reference frame is moving with some acceleration A, that means accelerating reference frame. Suppose you are in a elevator. This is the observer. This is the pendulum. This is L, and here you have to find G effective, as T will be equal to this G effective. So if acceleration of the elevator is 0, then T will be equal to 2 pi root L by G, as the G effective will be equal to acceleration due to gravity. This is for A0. A is the acceleration of this moving reference frame. If now this is moving towards downside with acceleration A, then G effective will be equal to G minus A. So T will become 2 pi root L by G minus A, where G is the acceleration due to gravity and A is the acceleration of elevator downward. Now if elevator is moving with acceleration A upward, then obviously G effective will be G plus A. G effective will increase, so time period will be equal to 2 pi root L by G plus A. Okay, now here let us say when moving downward with acceleration A, if A becomes G, then this will become 0, so time period will be infinite. That means this will be a free fall motion, and there will be no simple harmonic motion as observed by the observer. So if we leave this at this position, so what will this observer can see, that it will remain from at this point only when A is equal to G. This free fall condition of free fall motion. So these are some cases of simple pendulum. You will get any question mostly from here. There will be no question outside this particular discussion. Now what is a compound pendulum or physical pendulum? Compound pendulum or physical pendulum. Till now we have seen simple pendulum, that was a small particle connected with a string, this. But now we are going to discuss a compound pendulum or physical pendulum. Let this is any rigid body. This is suspended from this point P. Center of mass is here and its initial position was like this. Initially center of mass was here, then we moved it up to this point and left this body. So this will again oscillate from here. When we will leave it from here, then this will come back at the main position, then again go here, back, again go up, again back. So this is the center of mass. So this is the case of a compound or physical pendulum. So if we have to find time period for this will be equal to 2 by root I is moment of inertia upon mg L. This is the formula, where m is the mass of this body, I is the moment of inertia, but with reference to this particular point, or say around P. So this will be ICM, moment of inertia around center of mass, plus this is center of mass, and if this is the length L between this point of suspension and center of mass, this is length L, then parallel axis theorem, you know, I will be equal to I center of mass plus ml square, where L is the distance between center of mass and the point of suspension. This is center of mass, this is point of suspension, this is L. ICM is the center of moment of inertia around center of mass. So this I is given here in the formula, that is equal to ICM plus ml square. L, I already discussed what is L. L is the distance between center of mass and point of suspension. So this was the formula for a compound or physical pendulum. This is also important. Now torsional pendulum. See, if there is a disc, suppose this is connected to a string from this roof, and we rotate it without moving this disc, we only rotate this like this. If this was initial A, then now it comes to this A dash after this rotation theta. So there will be a restoring torque that will oppose its rotation, and it will try to bring back it to again the initial position. Okay. So this is a type of torsional pendulum. Now the time period for torsional pendulum can be given by 2 pi root I by C, where I is the moment of inertia of the particular body around this point, and C is a constant that is called torsional constant. So also remember this formula, it can be asked in the exam. Now the last concept comes superposition of simple harmonic motions. SHMs. So what is this? Let this is the case of x1 is equal to a1 sine omega t. This is a1 omega and t, general equation for simple harmonic motion. This and another simple harmonic motion. Here this is a2, amplitude is a2, so x2 will be equal to a2 sine omega t plus theta. Theta is the phase difference between these two simple harmonic motions. Phase of this simple harmonic motion is this omega t from here, and for this is phase is omega t plus theta. So phase difference between the two will be only theta. A1 and A2 are the amplitude. Now they are happening simultaneously. So this will be added to this. If here at any general point t, x1 is the displacement by this and x2 is the displacement by this of any particular point p, then resultant x will be equal to summation of this x1 plus x2. So that will be a1 sin omega t plus a2 sin omega t plus theta. Now they are happening simultaneously. This is the resultant. X is equal to a sin omega t plus, let's say, phi is the omega t plus phi. This is the phase of resultant simple harmonic motion. So x can be given by this, and amplitude A can be written as under root a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos of phase difference. Theta was the phase difference between the two. So this will be the resultant amplitude. And if this is the omega t plus phi is the phase, then see, this was a1, this was a2, phase difference between the two was theta, omega t plus theta, omega t. So phase difference between these two was theta. Now resultant is this A. So the phase difference from this A1 or say x1 omega t plus phi. This is the case here, omega t plus phi, omega t plus phi. Then tan phi will be equal to a2 sin theta is the phase difference between x1 and x2 upon a1 plus a2 cos theta. This can also be asked in your exam. That's why we discussed this in detail. Also remember these two formulas. You can directly apply them in the exam to solve the related problem very quickly. So this was a quick revision of this important topic. I hope you enjoyed the discussion, and now you are very much handy to apply these formulas. Your concepts are very clear now, and this was the purpose of this video, to simplify this important topic for you. So thank you so much. Keep watching.